For 47 years I worked for the NHS, 38 years as a district nurse. So I never had time for volunteering before because I worked an 8 till 8 shift most days, brought up 4 daughters. So I was busy with that, then the grandchildren, and then COVID hit. And so they needed scrubs making. So I got out my sewing machine and helped with the scrub army to make 3,500 scrubs for the workers of Torbay. When that came to an end, I was at a loose end, and my daughter suggested I phone the Torbay Development Helpline, and I did. And that started me on my volunteering, which I now really enjoy. Usually manage to do the 3 shifts a week, all sat in my own home, using the computer and our WhatsApp, which I was introduced to. It's a very satisfying role. You know, you're helping people at the time when they're at the lowest, mostly. Many a time they get on the phone crying, but by the time we've got off, we've had a laugh and they feel reassured that somebody is going to help them. The thing I like about it is people can ring and we're not going to say, oh really, you should have rung such a number, or you should ring this. We tell them we'll ring them back with the answer, and that really, I think, is the most satisfying thing. We help with we've got financial advisors, we have people to help with call handling, we have people who help with shopping, we have people who help with things needed in the home. Somebody rang the other week, her bell had broke and she couldn't hear when people came to deliver things, so we got somebody out for that. And one of the biggest things we deal with is getting people connected to the food bank. One lady rang in to ask was there any way she could get help with the cost of transporting a husband who had recently had a stroke. And she told me that it had cost how much it had costed the day before to take him in taxis from one appointment to another appointment. So I was able to tell her about the help we could provide with that. But I also asked her, with knowing about help out there of being a district nurse, I asked her, did she have a blue badge for her car? Because she was saying she couldn't park near the hospital, whereas if she'd had a blue badge, she could. She didn't know about blue badges. Because I heard about that, I said, had she heard about the attendance allowance, because she was having to look after her husband? Nobody had informed her about that. So I was able to give her the advice about getting the attendance allowance form, getting a blue badge, and several days later, well, it wasn't days, it was a couple of weeks probably, she phoned again and asked could she speak to Francis, because we only give our first name. And she's thanked me for all the help and how it had absolutely changed things for them, because nobody had offered her that help, and she just had her husband sent home to her to look after her. I was a satisfied lady. I would definitely recommend it. It's not going out, you're doing it at home. You tell them when you're available and they give you the shifts that fit in with your life. And it's knowing that you are doing something, especially when you get to my age. I just don't want to just sit there watching television all day. And there's only so many times we can go out and meet with your friends. So it's really satisfying to just feel that you can help somebody.